Welcome, everyone. I'm Michelle Teague from A Teague of Your Own, and it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Several years ago, right after a ceremony installing the officers to a women's group that I belong to, I stepped up to the podium, looked out at the 50 or so women who were sitting in the audience, and I could see they were full of smiles. You could see hope and happiness in their eyes. And then it hit me. Oh, heck, I'm their leader. They're waiting for me to say something. They're waiting for me to do something. I had a choice to make of what kind of leader I was going to be for them. There are lots of bad leaders out there, and I certainly didn't want to be one of them. But there's lots of good leaders out there too. I thought to myself, what kind of leader would I want to follow? I want to be that leader. Think about some of the leaders you admire. What do they have in common? How would you describe them? Many people would say that a great leader is honest, they're trustworthy, they have integrity. Most would say leaders communicate well, they're confident, and they're able to make good decisions. Great leaders hold themselves accountable, not just to themselves, but to their followers. They inspire others to go above and beyond, always putting other people first. Great leaders think about what is best for their followers. Who wouldn't want to be a great leader like that? Let's take a look at what you can do to be the leader you want to follow. We're going to take a look at three different areas to help you become the leader you want to follow. We're going to look at the differences between managers and leaders. We're going to discuss both the golden rule and the platinum rule. And we're going to describe how you need to choose between simply surviving or succeeding. And at the end, I've got a free resource that will help you become a better leader, one that you will want to follow. First, let's take a look at the differences between being a leader and being a manager. I need you to write this down. You lead people and you manage tasks. Did you get that? You lead people and you manage tasks. That's a huge difference. Leaders create a vision. They paint a picture of what they see as possible and inspire and engage their people into turning that into a reality. They think beyond what leaders do, and they activate people into being part of something bigger than themselves. They know that high functioning teams can accomplish a lot more working together than individuals working by themselves. Managers, on the other hand, create goals. They focus on setting and measuring those goals and then set out to achieve them. They create different situations and control them to reach or exceed their expectations. Leaders are change agents. They are proud disruptors. Innovation is their mantra. They embrace change and they know that even if things are working, there is always a better way. And they understand and accept the fact that changes to the system will often create waves. Managers, they maintain the status quo. They stick with what works, refining systems, refining structures and processes to make them better and make improvements. Leaders take risks. They're willing to try new things, even if it means they fail miserably. They know that failure is often a step on the path to success. Conversely, managers control risk. They work to minimize risk. They seek to avoid and control problems rather than embracing them. Leaders grow both personally and professionally. They know if they aren't learning something new every day, they're falling behind. They remain curious and seek to remain relevant in an ever changing world of work. They seek out new people and information that will expand their thinking. Managers rely on established skills. They often double down on what made them successful, perfecting existing skills and adopting proven behaviors. Leaders build on relationships. They focus on people, all the stakeholders they need to influence in order to realize their vision. They know who their stakeholders are and spend most of their time with them. They build loyalty and trust by consistently delivering on what they promised. Managers build systems and processes. They focus on the structures necessary to set and achieve goals. They focus on the analytical and ensure systems are in place to attain desired outcomes. Leaders coach people. They know that people who work for them have the answers or they're able to find the answers. They see their people as competent and they're optimistic about their potential. They resist the temptation to tell people what to do or how to do it. Managers, they direct people. They assign tasks and they provide guidance on how to accomplish those tasks. Leaders create fans, and we're not talking about your average fan. They have people who will go beyond following them. Their followers become raving fans and avid promoters, helping them build their brand and achieve their goals. Their fans help increase their visibility and their credibility. Managers, they have employees. They have staff who follow direction and seek to make sure that the boss is happy. Are you a manager or are you a leader? Sometimes, if you're an entrepreneur, you might have to be both. Maybe you're working for a small organization where you have to do both. For the women's group that I was leading, I chose to be a leader because that's what they needed. Next, let's take a look at both the golden rule and the platinum rule and how great leaders can use this information to better communicate and lead their followers. Just about everyone has heard of the golden rule, which goes something like this: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In other words, treat other people in business and in life the way you want to be treated. Dr. Tony Alexander writes in his book, The Platinum Rule, that the golden rule doesn't always work. Everyone is different. And the truth of the matter is that in many cases, what you would want to happen to you isn't exactly what your business partner, your employees, your customers, or your investors would want done to them. Dr. Alexander's book explains the platinum rule: do unto others as they would want done to them, or treat other people the way they want to be treated. The golden rule, as good as it is, has some limitations, since all people in all situations are different. When you follow the platinum rule, however, you can be sure you're actually doing what the other person wants done and assure yourself a better outcome. There's a story Dale Carnegie told in his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which illustrates the platinum rule. He writes, personally, I am very fond of strawberries and cream, but I have found for some strange reason, fish prefer worms. So when I went fishing, I didn't think about what I wanted. I thought about what they wanted. I didn't bait the hook with strawberries and cream. Rather, I dangled a worm or a grasshopper in front of the fish and said, wouldn't you like to have that? Why not use the same common sense when we're trying to communicate and lead people? For the women's group I was president of, I chose to communicate and lead in their preferences, not mine. Write this down. Communication is the real work of leadership. Did you get that? Communication is the real work of leadership. The dean of the Harvard Business School said that, and it is so true. We need to communicate with our followers in a style they prefer. Same with leading them. The people you're leading, are they reserved or are they outgoing? Are they task oriented or are they people oriented? A leadership communication tool such as DISC can help you determine the preferences of the people around you and how to better communicate and lead them. Stay tuned. I have a free gift for you that can help you be a better leader, one that you will want to follow. Finally, we're going to take a look at how great leaders choose to move an organization from beyond surviving to thriving and succeeding. Surviving in business means you are meeting your obligations and maybe you're turning a profit, but you're not really doing anything to set your business up for long term success. You probably have the next few months planned out, or maybe even up to 6 months, but are you planned out for the next year or even for the next 18 to 24 months? Success, by contrast, means that you are doing all the things to survive, but you're also positioning your organization for a prosperous future. Your business is thriving today while keeping an eye on what is right around the corner. See, the key difference between success and surviving is not what you're doing right now, but what you are set up to do months or even years from now. Successful business owners always have one eye on the future. They're preparing and planning for changes in their industry or in their markets. They're looking for ways to increase their market share while preparing for the lean times that most businesses face. They invest in new employees, new ideas, and new equipment with the goal of ensuring prosperity felt today will last long into the future. They also invest in marketing their organization to increase their customer base. All of this takes time. Write this down. Success doesn't happen overnight. Did you get that? Success doesn't happen overnight. As Steve Jobs once said, overnight success stories take a long time. You have to be willing to put in the effort, to put in the hard work, to put in the time to be successful. What are you going to choose? A great leader will choose to thrive and succeed. They will choose to put in the time and the hard work to help their people and their organization be successful. Your followers need to see that you are willing to roll up those sleeves and work right alongside of them to get things done. They want to see you as a role model. To succeed, you can't ask people to do what you aren't willing to do yourself. You need to lead by example. For the women's group that I was president of, I chose to succeed and to lead by example. You see, being a leader you want to follow is really about choices. What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to be a leader or a manager? Are you going to choose to communicate and lead people how you prefer, meaning the golden rule, or how they prefer, meaning the platinum rule? Are you going to choose to simply survive? Or are you going to choose to thrive and succeed in your business? To be the leader you want to follow, you need to make a choice and you need to lead by example. Do you know anyone, could be yourself, could be a family member, could be a friend, who's struggling with team members not communicating with each other or aggravated with the conflict that prevents their teams from working together to accomplish their organization's goals? Or maybe, just maybe, what keeps them up at night is the thought of not having people ready to fill management or supervisory roles. What if it didn't have to be that way? At A Teague of Your Own, we help people lead to succeed, communicate to elevate, and build teams to fulfill dreams. As promised, I have a free resource for you. Simply go to our website, atigueofyourown.com, and sign up for the free leadership disc communication tool. It will help you follow the platinum rule by providing you with insight into how to best communicate and lead the people around you based on their preferred styles. Thanks so much for joining me. With the right choices, I'm sure you are going to be a great leader and you are going to become the leader you want to follow.